Hi there, Dr. Jacob Kneeman here. And what if I told you that your morning routine is literally programming your joints for an entire day of pain? Well, in today's video, we're going to discuss how your morning routine can either make or break your day by causing severe arthritis pain flare ups. Hit that like button below and stick around until the end because by the end of this video, you will have learned how to subtly tweak the first 30 minutes of your day so to experience far less inflammation and pain throughout it. First thing to know right off the bat is that most people with arthritis are making three critical mistakes every single morning that create a cascade of inflammatory compounds that make their pain progressively worse as the day goes on. But here's what's incredible: I've had patients reduce their daily pain by 60% in less than 2 weeks just by changing these three simple morning habits. No new medications, no expensive treatments, just three 5-minute changes to their morning routine. These habits are things that most people think are actually helping their arthritis, but they're actually making it exponentially worse. What I want you to know is that I'm not here to judge or make you feel bad about your current routine. These habits make perfect sense. They provide temporary relief, and when you're in pain, you do whatever helps in the moment. I get that. But here's the science that will blow your mind. When you stay in bed too long, you're missing your body's natural cortisol peak that's designed to fight inflammation. Instead of getting natural anti inflammatory support, your inflammatory markers actually spike by threefold. When you drink coffee before moving, the caffeine constricts your blood vessels right when your joints need maximum circulation to flush out overnight inflammatory waste. It's like clogging the drain while trying to empty a bathtub full of toxic sludge. In those hot showers, they're literally adding fuel to the inflammatory fire in your joints. The heat brings more inflammatory cells to your already inflamed joints, creating a rebound effect that makes you feel stiffer and more painful 30 to 60 minutes later. A study in the Journal of Rheumatology found that people with rheumatoid arthritis and ankylosing spondylitis who eliminated these three habits had 70% less morning stiffness and significantly lower inflammatory markers throughout the entire day. But here's the part that really opened my eyes: your joints operate by completely different rules than healthy joints. What feels natural and comforting is actually inflammatory and destructive when you have arthritis. Morning stiffness affects over 95% of people with rheumatoid arthritis and about 60% of people with osteoarthritis. But here's what's fascinating from my clinical experience. Some of my patients with osteoarthritis have morning stiffness that lasts maybe around 10 to 15 minutes, while others are stuck with it for 3 to 4 hours. What's the difference exactly? Well, it's not always just the severity of their arthritis, but actually, it's what they do in those crucial first 30 minutes after waking up. Let me tell you about Patricia, a 64-year-old patient who had come to see me last year. She had moderate rheumatoid arthritis, but her mornings were absolutely brutal. She'd wake up at 6 a.m. feeling like she'd been hit by a truck, and by the time she got to work at 9 a.m., she was already exhausted from just fighting through the pain. But what really broke my heart was when she told me, "Dr. Neiman, I feel like I'm losing myself. I used to be a morning person. I used to love starting my day. Now I dread waking up because I know how much I'm going to hurt." Her morning routine seemed completely normal to her. She'd lie in bed for 10 to 15 minutes after alarm went off, scrolling through her phone, as we all do, and trying to work up the motivation to get up. She told me, "I know I should get up, but everything hurts just so much. Those few extra minutes in bed are really the only time I feel somewhat comfortable." Then she'd make a large cup of coffee and drink it while sitting at her kitchen table, checking her emails. "The coffee is the only thing that gives me energy to face the day," she would say. After that, she'd take the hottest shower she could tolerate, thinking it would loosen up her joints. "Dr. Neiman, it's the only relief I get," she explained. "For those few minutes in the hot water, the pain actually goes away." Does this routine actually sound familiar to you? This is exactly what millions of people with arthritis do every morning. And it makes perfect sense. When you're in pain, you do whatever provides relief, even if it's temporary. You know, when I first started practicing medicine, I used to focus entirely on medications and procedures. And don't get me wrong, those are important tools. But I started noticing something that bothered me. Some patients would get great relief from their procedures, while others with similar conditions wouldn't respond at all. That's when I began paying attention to other things that my patients were doing, especially in those first few minutes of their mornings. After we changed these three morning habits for Patricia, her pain levels dropped from an average of 7 out of 10 to a 3 out of 10 within 2 weeks. She went from dreading mornings to actually looking forward to starting her day. But the transformation wasn't just physical. She told me, Dr. Kneeman, I feel like I got my life back. I didn't realize how much those painful mornings were affecting my entire outlook on life. I was becoming someone I didn't recognize, irritable, depressed, hopeless. Now I feel like myself again. Let's cover these habits in detail. Number one, the bed trap. The first habit that's sabotaging your joints is staying in bed for more than 5 minutes after you wake up. The natural instinct is to stay under those warm covers and wait for the stiffness to pass. But here's what's actually happening in your body during those extra minutes in bed. And the science behind this will actually shock you. When you sleep, your body produces less synovial fluid. That's the lubricating oil in your joints. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your joints are essentially running dry. But here's the kicker. The longer you stay immobile, the thicker and more inflammatory this fluid becomes. I like to explain it to my patients like this. Imagine motor oil in a car that's been sitting in a freezing garage all winter. The oil gets thick, sluggish, and actually becomes corrosive to the engine. Your joint fluid works exactly the same way. But there's an even more sinister process happening. Your body's natural cortisol rhythm gets completely disrupted. Cortisol is your body's most powerful natural anti-inflammatory hormone. It's supposed to peak between 6 to 8 a.m. to help reduce the inflammation that builds up in your body overnight. When you stay in bed past your natural wake time, you miss this critical cortisol peak. Instead of getting natural anti-inflammatory support, your inflammatory markers actually start to skyrocket. There was a groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Rheumatology that tracked this phenomenon. They found that people with rheumatoid arthritis who got out of bed within 5 minutes of waking had 65% less morning stiffness and inflammatory markers that were 40% lower throughout the entire day compared to those who stayed in bed for 15 to 20 minutes after awakening. As soon as you're conscious, sit up on the edge of your bed within 60 seconds. Take 3 deep breaths, then stand up slowly. Habit number 2, the caffeine trap. The second habit that's destroying your joints is drinking coffee or a caffeinated drink or beverage before you've moved your body sufficiently. I understand that many people dealing with chronic pain, morning cup of coffee isn't just about caffeine. It's about having something warm and comforting when everything else just hurts. But here's what happens when you drink coffee first thing in the morning on an empty stomach with stiff joints. And this is going to blow your mind. Caffeine triggers a massive release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Now, cortisol can be anti-inflammatory, like we discussed before, but when it's released in response to caffeine rather than your own body's natural circadian rhythm, it actually increases inflammation by up to 200%. But that's not even the worst part. Caffeine causes something called vasoconstriction. It narrows your blood vessels by up to 30%. This drastically reduces blood flow to your joints right when they need maximum circulation to deliver nutrients and remove the inflammatory waste products that have accumulated overnight. It's like trying to flush out toxins out of your system while someone is pinching off your circulation. The inflammatory compounds get trapped in your joints instead of being cleared out. Additionally, caffeine on an empty stomach increases stomach acid production by 400%, which interferes with the absorption of anti-inflammatory nutrients from any supplements or food you consume later. I had a patient named Michael, 59 years old, with severe osteoarthritis in his hands. He was a contractor, and his morning routine was to drink 2 large cups of coffee while sitting in his truck before starting work. He told me, Dr. Kneeman, I know the coffee isn't healthy, but it's the only thing that gives me enough energy to get through the pain and do my job. Without it, I can't function. By 10 a.m., his hands would be so stiff and painful he could barely grip his tools. He was starting to worry about losing his job because of his arthritis. We changed one simple thing. He started doing 5 minutes of gentle hand and arm movements before his first cup of coffee. I told him he could still have his coffee, just move first. Within 2 weeks, his morning hand pain decreased by 60%. Within a month, he was able to reduce his pain medications. Here's what you should do instead. Before you have any caffeine, spend 5 minutes doing gentle movements. This could be simple arm circles, shoulder rolls, neck stretches, or just walking around your house. The goal is to get your blood flowing and your joints moving before you introduce caffeine into your system. you can still have your coffee. Just move first. If you absolutely need something warm to drink upon awakening, try warm water with lemon or herbal tea. These provide warmth and comfort without the biological effects of caffeine. Habit number 3, the heat trap. The third habit that's backfiring on your joints is taking super hot showers to relieve morning stiffness. And this one surprises everyone because it feels so good in the moment. One patient told me, Dr. Kneeman, that hot shower is the only 10 minutes of day when I'm not in pain. Are you really going to take that away from me too? I understand that feeling completely. But here's the truth. While hot water provides temporary relief, it's actually increasing inflammation in your joints by up to 500% over the long term. When you expose inflamed joints to high heat, you cause massive vasodilation. Your blood vessels expand rapidly. This brings more blood to the area, which initially feels good. But it also brings armies of inflammatory cells and compounds to your already inflamed joints. I explain it to patients like this. Think of inflammation like a house on fire. Heat might feel good in the moment, but you're essentially pouring gasoline on the flames. Hot showers cause a rapid change in your core body temperature. When you get out of that hot shower, your body temperature drops quickly, causing blood vessels to constrict rapidly. This rapid change from dilation to constriction can actually increase joint stiffness and pain by 300%. That's also what we call a rebound effect. The temporary relief from the hot shower often leads to increased stiffness 30 to 60 minutes later, creating a vicious cycle where you need more and more heat to get the same relief. A landmark study in the Annals of Rheumatic Diseases followed 200 people with inflammatory arthritis for 2 years. Those who used contrast therapy, alternating between warm and cool temperatures, had 50% better long-term outcomes than those who used heat alone. My advice is to start with lukewarm water, not hot. Spend the first 2-3 minutes of your shower doing gentle movements under the lukewarm water, shoulder rolls, gentle neck stretches, ankle circles. Then, for the last 30 to 60 seconds, turn the water to cool, not ice cold, just cool to the point if you turn the temperature down any more, it would start to feel uncomfortable. This contrast therapy in the water temperature helps reduce inflammation while still providing the movement and circulation benefits. The 5-minute morning reset protocol. Let me give you the exact 5-minute morning routine that has transformed the lives of hundreds of my patients. And I want to be clear, this isn't about being perfect, it's about progress. Again, it's designed to work with your body's natural anti-inflammatory processes instead of fighting against them. I know some of you are thinking, I can barely get through my current morning routine. How can I add 5 more minutes? But here's the thing. This routine doesn't add time to your morning. It actually saves you time by reducing the amount of pain and stiffness you deal with throughout the day, where you are having to take breaks over and over again. Minute 1. Gentle awakening as soon as you're conscious. While still laying in bed, take 3 deep breaths. Then do 10 gentle ankle circles in each direction. This starts activating your circulation without shocking your system. I know it's hard to move when everything hurts. Start as gently as you need to. Even tiny movements help. Minute 2. Gradual rising. Sit up slowly on the edge of your bed. Do 5 gentle shoulder rolls backwards, then 5 forward. Stand up slowly and take 3 to 4 steps around your bedroom. Now, you're taking advantage of your body's natural cortisol response and starting to thin your synovial fluid. Don't worry about how you feel, focus on the movement. Minute 3. Hydration and circulation. Drink 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water. While drinking, do gentle neck stretches. Slowly look left, right, up, and down. Hold each position for about 5 seconds. Now, you're rehydrating your joints and improving your circulation. If plain water is hard to drink first thing in the morning, add a little lemon. Minute 4. Joint activation. Do gentle movements for your most problematic joints. If it's your hands, do finger stretches and gentle fist clenches. If it's your knees, do some gentle marching in place. If it's your back, do gentle side bends. Adapt this to your specific needs. The goal is gentle activation, not aggressive stretching. Minute 5. Temperature contrast. If you're going to shower, start with lukewarm water and end with 30 seconds of cool water. If you're not showering immediately, splash cool water on your wrists and behind your neck. If you can't tolerate cool water, that's okay. Just avoid very hot water. The key principles are gradual activation, gentle movement, proper hydration, and temperature contrast. Let me share three more patient transformations to show you what's possible. Sarah, 58 years old, psoriatic arthritis, and was spending 45 minutes every morning just trying to get her hands functional enough to make breakfast. She felt like she was losing her independence and becoming a burden on her family. She was staying in bed until the last possible minute, then rushing to get ready with a large cup of coffee and the hottest shower she could tolerate. She told me, Dr. Kneeman, I feel like I'm failing at the most basic things. I can't even make breakfast for my husband without it being a huge ordeal. After implementing the 5-minute morning reset protocol, her functional morning time decreased from 45 minutes to 15 minutes within 3 weeks. Her pain levels went from an 8 out of 10 to a 4 out of 10. But more importantly, she told me, I feel like I have my mornings back. I can actually enjoy my coffee instead of needing it just to function. Take David, 62 years old, severe osteoarthritis in his knees, and was taking 20 to 30-minute hot baths every morning. He thought he was helping his joints, but his knee pain was getting progressively worse throughout each day. He was frustrated because he felt like he was doing everything right, but nothing was helping. He was starting to feel hopeless about his condition. We replaced his hot baths with the 5-minute routine, plus a lukewarm shower with a cool finish. His daily pain scores improved by 50% within 1 month. After 3 months, he was able to reduce his pain medication by half. And then there's Maria, 55-year-old, rheumatoid arthritis. She was drinking 3 cups of coffee before 8 a.m. while sitting at her kitchen table, checking emails on her phone. Her morning stiffness was lasting until almost noon, and she was missing work 2 to 3 days per month because of her flare-ups. She felt like her coworkers thought she was faking or exaggerating her symptoms, which of course made her feel even more isolated and of course misunderstood as well. We moved her coffee to after her 5-minute movement routine and reduced it to just 1 cup. Her morning stiffness duration decreased from 4 hours to 45 minutes. She hasn't missed a day of work due to arthritis in over 6 months. She told me, people at work have noticed that I seem more energetic and positive. I feel like I'm not just surviving my mornings anymore, I'm actually thriving during them. I know some of you are thinking about the practical challenges like how you can add another 5 more minutes to your morning routine, but this routine actually saves you time by reducing the amount of time you spend dealing with pain and stiffness throughout your day. I'll try to address the most common points of resistance to incorporating this into your daily routine. Just know that by working with your body's natural rhythms instead of against them, you'll find that you have more energy and less brain fog in the mornings. What if my joints are too painful to move first thing in the morning? Start with the gentle movements that I described. Even tiny movements like wiggling your fingers or flexing your feet while still in bed can help. Again, the key is progression, not perfection. Should I take my medications before or after this routine? Well, always follows your doctor's instructions about medication timing. This routine is designed to complement your medical treatment and may actually make your medications more effective. Here's what I want you to do, and remember, you don't have to be perfect with this. First, set your alarm 5 minutes earlier than usual. I know that sounds counterintuitive when you're dealing with pain and fatigue, but this small investment will pay massive dividends. Second, commit to trying the 5-minute morning reset protocol for 1 full week. Don't judge the results after just 1 day. Give your body time to adapt to working with its natural rhythms instead of against them. Third, keep a simple pain journal. Rate your morning stiffness and overall daily pain on a scale of 1 to 10 for 1 week before starting, then for 1 week after implementing the routine. Keep it simple. You're already dealing with enough. Fourth, pay attention to how long your morning stiffness lasts each day. This is often the first thing that improves and can be incredibly motivating. Fifth, be patient and kind with yourself. This is an experiment, not a test you can fail. If you have a bad morning or forget to do the routine, just start again the next day. If this video opened your eyes to why your mornings are so difficult and gave you a practical, simple solution that could change your life, please hit that like button below and subscribe. I'm trying to share evidence-based strategies that challenge conventional wisdom to help people take control of their chronic pain. Leave a comment below and let me know, what's the most challenging part of your current morning routine? I read every comment and often use your questions and experiences for future videos. You're not alone in this struggle, and if you know someone who struggles with morning joint pain and stiffness, please share this video with them. Sometimes the smallest changes can make the biggest difference in someone's quality of life.